Hello, good day, dear students. I'm going to talk on practice management today. Okay, um, now what is this practice management? It it, it sort of outlines. The learning outcomes will be explain and apply the principles of dental office settings and management, especially when you're going to start a new practice after you finish your compulsory service, so 1 year or now it's 2 years, I think so. Then if you wish to set up a clinic, you must have the principles of dental office settings and management. Also, identify and practice the needs for successful practice management, organize professional abilities, performance, and progress. Apply clinical decisions based on the best available evidence. Okay, what are the keys to successful management? Ah, Most important, the first one will be good communication. Then, second one, staff meetings. Third, delegate work. Delegate. You know. Fourth will be teamwork. Five, staff training, and finally, the pay. The gaji you are going to give them, lah. Okay. Now, so what is this hiring and firing staff? Okay. Now, hiring means you get a suitable people, staff to run your business, your clinic. So identify the need for vacancy. Whether you really need that person in your clinic, in a practice, do you need that person? It shouldn't be superfluous, lah. Whether you really need, okay, or not. Okay. Suppose you have, for example, you have two nurses, uh, and of course, do you think you need another person to help? Whether there is real need, that you must see, lah. When there is real need, then you can rope in another person. Okay, the job description and person specification, what the particular person is going to do, very important. And also spell out the job description. These are job, this is your schedule of duties, what are you going to do. You can also tell them that how to go about. And it'll be good if a senior staff who's going to go leave, and if you just get somebody for a week, the junior staff or the new staff who's joining can learn something from the outgoing staff. That'll be good. Advertise. You can advertise your vacancy. Yeah, that you want. Specify what you need. Yeah, okay. And shortlisting. When you advertise, maybe half a dozen people may be advertising for. I mean, maybe applying for the job, but you need only say one person only you need. You know or two. Say you are going to start a new practice. Okay, you say you need two persons at present. You can't take many people because there'll be a cost factor. Initially, your business may not be very good, so you'll have to cut corners a bit initially. So you take maybe two staff, two persons, two staff at initially. Okay, so that's known as shortlisting. Okay, and you can interview, maybe. Okay, you need two staff, you can call four people to come, and then or I say if six people applied, call all the six also. Okay, and out of the six you shortlist and say, okay, these four, and then suitable. Okay, out of that four, let's see who will be. You can say have another round of interview or something, and then you can shortlist and take two personal, and that's the interview lah. Final interview you can give. Okay. Now the terms and conditions of employment is very important. That you have to follow the rules and the labor law. Okay. Then training the new staff. That could be sometimes a bit of time consuming also. We may have to train them up. And it might take at least a month for them to get proficient in their job. And then do a reassess at the end of the trial period. There should be no element of discrimination. Always put all matters regarding employment in writing. Yeah, that's very important. Don't have verbal contract. Always have written contract. Yeah, preferably can even get it stamped. Get it stamped. This is your contract. Right. Now firing. Firing is That doesn't seem. I mean, it is. It shouldn't happen, lah. Put it that way. Hope you all don't get staff whereby you have to fire a staff because what's the main reason? Because incompetency, lack of the proper attitude. Okay, so if it happens, you have to do it. So practically and emotionally, dismissal of staff is not easy. Investigate any allegations regarding the performance. Notify the employee in writing for a formal hearing. At the formal meeting, allow the employee opportunity to give an explanation and decide what action to take. Now, there are different ways of terminating a person's service, the staff service, or known as firing here. You can give an oral warning. Okay, that's sort of the first oral warning you can give and say what are the shortcomings of the person. Okay, now after that you review that person after maybe after a month to see whether he has improved or is he still slacking and tidak apa attitude. Okay, if there's no improvement, then dismissal will follow. Put it in writing, written notice. If the employee fails to meet the requirements stated in the written warnings, uh, the notice should be concord with that agreement in the employment contract. Instant dismissal is acceptable where an action is deemed to amount to gross misconduct. Okay. Now, how to become a successful dentist? Okay. Now, these are the uh, steps. Okay, successful dentist is the most important thing. Establish a practice in a desirable condition. Okay, uh, should have a good ambience and in a good location. That's very important. And initially, when you open a clinic, you will find that there are no competitors. The next 2 3 the radius of 2 3 kilometers, there is no competitor. You feel happy. Okay, I'm the first fella. And the early bird catches the worm, they say, lah, depending upon your performance. Yeah, and of course things can go a bit sour. You'll find after about 1 year, two other clinics have also sprung up within a radius of about 200 yards or 300 yards. But you have to carry on with your business, okay? Because I've experienced that in when I started. When I started my business in 1993, yes, there were only two. Then after that, within 3 years, 4 years, another two came up. So within a radius, mine small area of 400, about half a kilometer radius, half a kilometer. There were four of us competing. It was quite a rough times we had initially, lah. But then okay, everything went smooth. And good relationship with patients is good to keep the patients back. Your good relation is like a powerful magnet. Okay, it will attract them and keep them. Be a permanent magnet. Let them stick on with you. Come back. They should refer other patients to you. They say, hey, this doctor is good. He's perform. I mean, we are happy with his work. Okay, and have a happy practice team. You and your staff get along well. Okay, reasonable income to maintain reasonable living standard. Okay, abilities and facilities to keep abreast with modern dentistry, both educationally and in equipment. Technically skillful in dental procedures and respect time. Okay. Making the choice and planning the career. It is important to love and enjoy your work. Yes, if you're going to have always some problems within this thing, and if you have some problems in your house or something in your family, you can't bring it to your work. You can't have enjoyment in your work. Okay, so very very important. You love your work, enjoy your work, and have a pleasant attitude and disposal. That's very important. All dentists must be able to do adequate treatment at final examination level. There are different areas of dentistry we can gain experiences in, and we decide which would be suitable for our temperament. Typical dentist at work. This is just a small cartoon. You can, typical dentist at work. Dental chair side operate on patients, restoring fillings. Okay, this is just an illustration. You can just okay, okay. Dentists may be employed now. In which areas can you be employed? They can be employed in academics, like in our college in PIDC, either full time or part time, doing research, teaching and research. And then there could be in hospital. You can be full time or part time also, and also in general dental practice. Okay, and also the specialist dental practice. Of course, that to go to specialist dental practice, you have to go out for further studies, and then you can become a specialist. There are so many fields now in dentistry. The most attractive one is orthodontics, endodontics, and oral surgery. So many. There are nearly about 6, 7 clinical specialist courses which are popular. Okay, and writing journalism is another thing, and organization and management, and finally armed services. I was in armed services for 13 years. After I finished my dentistry, I was in the government, and then I worked for 13 years in the armed forces. Now, for private practice, the question of how far away the place of work will be from home is important in terms of traveling and emergencies that necessitate attendance even at weekends. Entering an existing practice. For new graduate dentists in private clinic, there are two main situations: working at another clinic, and secondly, beginning in his own clinic. Okay, now working at another clinic, it necessitates support from the owners. Put them in embarrassment of getting their patients treated by an unknown dentist. Okay, this is important. Huh? It may need the existing practice team to get the patient's initial approval for the change. You must be patient and understanding to this situation. Once the referral has taken place, the challenge is extended to the new dentist to prove oneself. Okay, that's working at another colleague's clinic. Okay, his personality and relationship with patients must be pleasing. He must show compassion and be gentle. He must not compete with or degrade his boss. He must show the advantage of his youthful appearance by introducing new and latest methods and techniques in dentistry. Okay. Now, starting your own practice, the dentist has to find his own patients. That's quite difficult initially, and it may take some time. So where do they come from primarily? So mainly your family, friends, your own personal friends, you know, referral of emergencies from another person to you. If they at that clinic they're not able to handle that kind of case, and they know that they might refer to you. Okay, and referral by doctors and dentists, lah, and recommendations by those patients already seen. Okay. Dental team consists of what? The senior dentist, dental assistant, dental hygienist, secretary, receptionist, and the dental technician. Okay, like dental technician may not be a part of your team. Not everybody can afford to have a dental technician unless you are having a large, a busy practice with lot of denture works, prosthetic works. Then you can have a in-house dental technician. But the more specific, more special works and all that you may have to send to the lab, like doing crown works, porcelain crowns or metal crowns and chrome cobalt dentures. Those, unless if you are prepared to invest a large sum of money, a big investment, and get the required staff to do the technical work, especially the doing the ceramics, the what you call porcelain crowns, and to fabricate porcelain crowns or chrome cobalt. Financial management. A good accountant and a friendly bank manager are invaluable. Bookkeeping is time consuming but necessary. Banking. It is helpful to bank all monies at the end of each day, as the bank statement then indicates the daily takings. Budgeting. An annual forecast and budget should be prepared jointly with the accountant. Now going to marketing. Marketing consists of what? Advertising, first appearances code, count, first appearances count, staff, and market research. Okay, advertising is very important, huh? But I think so. We are limited. We are not supposed to advertise. I don't think we can give also flyers. I'm not very sure about that. But I don't think it's in social in the media we are allowed to advertise. But nowadays it's coming up like here and there. The advertising, huh? And the first appearance count. Okay, the staff can help you to do the marketing to promote your business, your practice, and also do a bit of market research lah, huh? Clinical governance increase the quality of healthcare and make providers accountable for delivering a consistent standard of care. A nominated person should be responsible for operating the quality assurance system. Clinical practice is reviewed and improved as a result. Continuing professional development. CPD is mandatory for continuing registration. 30 points of CPD and 7 days mandate. This can be acquired by indulging in research, attending conferences, paper presentations, workshops, and clinical audit. Okay. Clinical audit, what does it mean? Audit has been defined as a quality improvement process that seeks to improve patient care and outcomes through systemic review of care against explicit criteria and the implementation of change. The aim is to encourage clinicians to self assess different aspects of their practice, implement changes, and monitor them with a view of improving service and patient care. Peer review. The aim of peer review is to improve the quality care provided in dental practice by encouraging communication between dentists and to identify areas in which changes can be made. Now, evidence-based practice. Evidence-based practice involves making clinical decisions based on the best clinical evidence, which should include sound research, epidemiology, basic science, and clinical experience. What is the hierarchy of evidence? Systemic review and meta-analysis. That is the strongest, the most important, you can say. Randomized controlled clinical trial, cohort studies, case control studies, cross-section surveys, case series, case reports, and expert opinion. The day of a dental professional, before work, after work. This is just a cartoon. So, thank you very much for spending some time for this presentation. Huh? Thank you. Goodbye.